Assalamu alaikum and welcome, not wake up,
And welcome.
welcome to another episode of the Suhoor Bites, the Habibis Suhoor Bites. Today we have a special guest, Hasan. Hasan, how are you doing?
I'm good. Alaikum assalam. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So why don't you take a minute and introduce yourself?
Okay, so I am Hasan Al Salman. I am a game designer, video game and board game designer, and my official role in the game industry is the community manager at Unity.
Yes, you work with me now. We've
Yes,
known each
sir.
other for years, but we just kind of landed in the same place.
Yeah, we seem to cross paths often.
Often, exactly. That kind of I mean, the gaming industry is tiny. At the same time, it's huge, but it's also tiny. People like if you worked with someone, chances are you'll work with them again at some point.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, it just happens with so many people where you just like cross paths, whether you're in the same course together, or you end up in the same job, or just working on a similar project. It's just all over
That's
the
what.
place, or just meeting at events, even.
That's why you should be nice to everybody.
Well, you should just be nice to everyone in general,
In
but yeah,
general,
that's it'll bite you if you're not.
this is bonus incentive to be nice to
Bonus
people.
incentive. Exactly, exactly.
So, as is the topic for most of our Sahur bites,
Hmm.
I would like to know if you have any Ramadan memory that you'd like to share with our readers slash viewers slash listeners.
What are you talking about? I thought this was an Elden Ring podcast. I
Rami's
thought, I thought I was finally going to talk about Elden Ring.
not gonna like this.
What is this scam? No, I'm just.
I mean, the last couple of weeks, we could have fooled you. It practically was an Eldering podcast, but
Oh,
not the
fine,
Sahur
fine,
bites.
fine.
Unfortunately, that.
No, no. Okay, so Ramadan, yeah. I don't know. For me in general, it's of course a lot about family,
Mhm.
gathering, and like it's just those cozy memories. There's not like one particular, you know, movie moment that stands out that I'm gonna bring up, but like, definitely it's yani, it's tied to these strong memories of gathering and being with your cousins and family, and it was a lot different when I was younger because I was living in Abu Dhabi,
Mhm.
in the United Arab
Mhm.
Emirates.
Memories, yeah.
Yeah, and we had a lot of family there, right? So we would all gather. Everyone would come over, or you'd go over to your cousin's house, and all the kids would hang out while the parents are having their boring ass conversations in the living room
About
and
politics.
about something politics, and then you would all be like hanging out in this like some small room without ventilation, just playing like playing whatever video game and just screaming and just having fun and waiting for like iftar time, which is when it's time to finally eat, right?
Yes.
um and so it's just I remember a lot of that, right? Like just playing 007 James Bond Nightfire on the GameCube, screaming at each other. The days of like local network play, right? Having
Yes.
a blast, having a good time. Um,
I miss it so
I
much.
miss yeah, I miss all of that, right? And then rushing off to do a quick like group Jama'ah prayer, like a group prayer, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
and then being the youngest cousin, having another cousin make you laugh in the middle of the prayer, which you're not supposed to do, but then you get told off.
It always happens anyway, right? Like
It's
right
gonna
now,
happen.
when we pray, and my youngest, who's 8 years old now, when she prays with us, there's not a prayer that passes without her giggling in the back.
Yeah, it's cute. It's
It's
it's it's,
cute. It's
it's what
fun.
it is. They grow out of it.
Exactly.
Um,
And then you're sad that they grow out of it.
yeah, yeah. I remember like when I was super young, just like whenever my mom would pray, because there's the part where you okay, where you get down on the ground, and then I would just jump on her back. And then she would, when I was really small, right? Like very, very small. And then she would like get up, and I'm still hanging on her back. And then she would get back down.
That's like
Uh,
universal. I think that
I
happens
think
all
so.
the time.
I
But
think so. I
it's
think so.
good. It shows like that people have a level of comfort, or kids specifically have a level of comfort around people who pray too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just like it's like part of it. It's
Yeah.
even if you're at a masjid and you have sound of like kids playing and all this kind of stuff, that's part of it. It's not something to complain about, it's something to enjoy.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no,
It's the background sound.
exactly, yeah, some nice white noise. Yeah, yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so that, that now it's very different because
Yeah,
for I think for a lot of us who maybe grew up in the Middle East or the Arab world and then came to the West with that diaspora, like you're separated from family a lot, right?
yeah,
When I first came to university, there was plenty of times where I was just alone at university, and so you're just kind of it becomes kind of less about community and more about yourself, right?
yes,
and
absolutely.
and and going inwards.
It's like it's less the community that you're born within and more the community that you're building. That was more my experience because you get
Right.
to know the people that you break your fast with. That when I went to Concordia University, I was participating in the iftars that they had in school,
Nice.
and helping organize and things like that. And then you form new bonds with new people who are in the same situation as you. You know, whether they are people who came from other countries or even people who were uh, like born here or other people who
Hmm.
converted into Islam.
Nice.
Everyone's looking for that sense of community, and Ramadan is like it's a how do I put this? It speeds that up. It fast forwards it, right? It gives
Correct.
you common ground that a shared experience really quickly. So
That sounds. I mean, that sounds like a great experience. Honestly, mine was a bit different. I was kind of I was in a very small town, and so I was pretty
oh
much the only one. So you
oh
really
wow
like kind of it's like a completely different experience. You're used to having these big gatherings, and then you're kind of on your own and navigating through that. It's a bit lonely, but I guess
yeah, it
it's
must have been
okay because there's
difficult.
two aspects to it. There's the outward gathering part, but then there's the more internal spiritual part of it as
Exactly,
well, right?
exactly.
And so you get both perspectives. And now back, living in Montreal, a bigger town with more Muslims around, and with my
Mm-hmm.
family around, it's gone back to like gathering, but just a smaller family gathering, not like what it used to be back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
but still, something really beautiful and enjoyable, an excuse to just sit at the table every night.
Speaking of excuse, we still have to get iftar together.
Yeah,
I'm healthy now. I don't have an excuse, and you don't
let's
either.
no, not at all. Let's do it
Let's do it.
anytime, Habibi.
Awesome. All right. I
Yeah,
think this is a good part to end it on.
let's do it.
Thoughts and dreams of food. Thank you for joining us, Hassan. We really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Take care
Thank you
of
for
yourself.
having me. Yalla. See you next time on the Elden Ring episode then.
Special
the,
guest, Hasan Al
the one I was
Salman.
the one I was promised. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
All right, Habibi.
Salam.
Bye.